Alright, good morning. So back on the trail, I actually camped with a few people last night and it was quite a stormy night, only at the beginning of the night, and then it calmed down, so it wasn't too bad. But I stayed nice and dry under my tarp. Everyone was really skeptical. Everyone was like, "Oh, are you gonna be okay under your tarp?" And yeah, I was good, nice and dry. But it wasn't crazy rain or anything, but the thunder and lightning was pretty cool. You could really see the lightning on the horizon. But yeah, pretty good night's sleep. So yesterday evening, I was planning on going quite a bit further actually, but bumped into a group of people. All of these people I've actually met previously, and I figured I'd hang out with them. So we all camped together. I think there was actually like 7 of us camping together. So yeah, it was a pretty good time. There's actually one guy who's from BC, Canada. He's from Vancouver Island, and I originally met him somewhere in Colorado. And then there's this girl who's English. She's from Surrey, and she actually lives in Canada in BC as well. So she lives in Kelowna. Um, and then there were two Hawaiians who I originally met somewhere in the Wind River Range, and one German guy as well. And the German guy, he actually has a YouTube channel as well, and it seems like his YouTube channel is pretty entertaining actually. His trail name is Joe Dirt, but I think his YouTube channel is his real name. I think it's something like Marion Hoffman. If you look up Hoffman with one F and two N's, if you look up Hoffman CDT, then you'll find his channel. If I remember, I'll put a link in the description box as well. But his videos are in German, so if you don't speak German, it might be a bit of an issue. But you could put subtitles on. But if you're German, you'd probably love his videos. So anyway, he seems like he has some cool videos actually. And I'll probably hike with all these people on and off a little bit today, maybe take some breaks with them. But I think I'm probably going to go a bit further than them just because I want to make it to town tomorrow. I only packed enough food to do this stretch in 3 days. So they're planning maybe the following day to get in, but I would like to get to town tomorrow. So not sure if I'm going to camp with them tonight, but maybe I'll see them in town the following day. But yeah, we'll see. Also, because I didn't spend much time in the last town, I just went in and out quickly. I didn't actually fully charge all my electronics. So this camera is unfortunately going to run out of battery today. But maybe I'll film some clips on my phone. I don't want to use up all my phone battery, but I'll definitely take some pictures. So when this camera runs out of battery, I might stop filming and then kind of just put pictures, photos in for the last part of the video. But yeah, we'll see. So if you can see those mountains in the distance on the horizon, that's definitely the Wind River Range. I'm looking towards the south, and the silhouette of the mountains looks almost identical to the way it looked when I was in the Great Basin, looking at the Wind River Range on the horizon. So yeah, pretty cool that I got to see it from both sides. Alright, so I think it's actually about to rain, so I'm probably going to put the camera away. Not sure if I'll film anything else for today, but I've already done over 20 miles I think, and I'll definitely be doing like 30 miles today. Unless the weather gets really bad, I should be doing 30 to 35 hopefully, and then tomorrow morning I'll get into town, into Lima. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow. And so yeah, today's been a really nice, pleasant day. There were some nice views going along the ridge lines and just some small ups and downs. Pretty easy day. But yeah, it's been nice so far in Idaho and Montana, I guess, kind of going along the state line. It's been pretty good. So yeah, that's all for today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. So as you can see, it is looking quite stormy. Hopefully it doesn't get too bad, but it's definitely going to rain.
Didn't you end up killing a fucking mom? Yeah, I ran out of food. I definitely could have resupplied the day before, I just didn't. I was like, nah, I got enough, I'll keep going. No, not even close.
It's a solo. I was like,
Alright, so this video has actually become 3 days into one video, and the reason for that is, well, basically I mentioned that it started raining, and I put the camera away, but also the battery was just low on the camera. I took a few pictures. There should be some pictures of the rainbow that I saw, and like some cool just like stormy clouds and stuff. But yeah, basically because I had skipped the last town, kind of like I'd only gone in and out very briefly, I hadn't charged up all my electronics, and the last time I fully charged was in Grant Village, which was kind of the beginning of Yellowstone. So anyway, everything just ran out of battery, which I wasn't surprised by, but it is what it is. But there was some really nice hiking actually, a lot of kind of like walking along ridge lines and stuff like that, and it rained a bit on that day, but it wasn't too bad, and I ended up getting maybe 30 miles or something like that. And then the next day I only had to do, I don't know, 20 something to get to the road to get to Lima, which is a town in Montana. And I mentioned that I'd been hanging out and hiking with a few people. The group was Joe Dirt, Rattler, Cream, Sonic, Mudbath. Yeah, there were quite a few hikers around. There was Mountain Goat and Tops as well. But yeah, most of them I ended up kind of leaving just because I wanted to get to town like the day before they did. But me, Mountain Goat and Tops all got to town on the same day actually. And on that day it was only, you know, like 20 something miles to get to town, and it was pretty nice hiking, kind of going along ridge lines and stuff like that. And yeah, just some nice views. You're basically just following the Idaho-Montana state line for quite a while. And when I say following the state line, I mean like literally right on the state line pretty much. A lot of the time there's a fence, so if you ever see in the upcoming videos, if you see me walking like right beside a fence, that fence is probably the border between Montana and Idaho, and that border is drawn basically on the Continental Divide. So if you see a fence which is like on a ridge line, then yeah, that's probably the state line, and I'm basically following it for a while now. And as I was getting close to reaching the highway on that second day, it started raining. It wasn't too bad. It was like quite warm out, so like the rain wasn't that cold, but it did end up raining quite a bit. And then I reached the highway, and it's actually illegal to hitchhike in Idaho. I know that some hikers have still been hitchhiking anyway, but some people have been stopped by the police, and I don't think much happens. The police just kind of give you a warning or something, but they don't let you hitchhike. But luckily there's a shuttle run by a guy that lives in Lima, which is a really small town in Montana. So it's illegal to hitchhike in Idaho, and the trail reaches the highway in Idaho, but the nearest town is actually in Montana. So yeah, anyway, got a ride up into Lima, Montana, and spent the night there. There's a motel in Lima. There's not much there, honestly. I didn't film anything in the town. It's barely anything there. Just 2 restaurants, and one of them was closed, which was a steakhouse I was kind of hoping to go to, but it was closed. But I got breakfast the next day at a place called Jan's Cafe. That was pretty good breakfast. And at the motel they actually have camping like behind the motel, so I just camped for $10 with shower and laundry included, so that was pretty good. And just hanging out with a bunch of different hikers, and also some like bike packers who were biking from Canada to Mexico. So yeah, it was nice hanging out there. So I didn't take a zero or anything like that. Normally if I'm clumping videos like days together into one video, it usually means I took a zero, but that's not what happened. I actually left town at like 5 p.m. the next day. So I had reached town at like 5 p.m. The previous day, and then the next day I left at 5 p.m. So basically had a full 24 hours in town, which was a nice little rest there, and had a lot of food. But yeah, I left on that same shuttle, the guy that lives in Lima and shuttles hikers to and from the trail. And he does it just by donation as well. I think most people give about $10. And just riding in the back of a pickup truck, basically, because there were quite a few of us going out to the trail, so some of us just had to go in the bed of the pickup. And so yeah, then you'll notice that some of the clips in the video, like there's just a sudden change, like I'm suddenly in more like a desert type landscape, or quite a barren landscape. It's just kind of like grassy fields and rolling hills. And those clips are basically from after I left Lima. And I left Lima with a group of hikers. There was Chani, Just Mary, Squints, Cash, and me. So we all, oh, and Yeti. And I mentioned Yeti multiple times previously. I've hiked to him quite a bit in Wyoming. And yeah, anyway, so we all left and hit the trail together at like 5 p.m. And so getting back on the trail was actually just walking on a dirt road for a bit. And like I said, just kind of a barren landscape of like grassy fields. There were some cows and some sheep. And yeah, not much going on, but it was actually quite a nice, peaceful landscape. But I didn't give any update because I was, you know, hiking with a group of people and we were all like walking together and chatting the whole time. So I didn't really film much. But I ended up getting about 9 miles in that day. And there should be some clips of the sunset as well. And I camped with Yeti. Most of the others camped a little bit earlier, like they did about 8 miles, but me and Yeti did about 9, just because I wanted to camp on the edge of some trees, just in case it rained so I could pitch my tarp. And it was a nice place to camp because I got a really good sunset, and yeah, good spot to camp. So that's pretty much it for those 3 days. I'm sorry I didn't film much, but like I said, it was just like, I was trying to get the miles in and was skipping town and not charging my electronics, so that's basically just what happened. But it's also nice to take a break every now and then, just occasionally take a break from talking to the camera and filming the videos. So yeah, it was a nice little break, but back to it. And so yeah, that's it for the 3 days, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.